Yeah, Weege Show here. We are back. We are as back as we've ever been back. We're back at Fox Raceway Pala, round 1 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross, a new TV partner here, Jason Thomas. This guy used to race in the Olympics. Used to, or
I'm
maybe?
Old. I'm old.
You're
now.
old? All right, he's former gold medalist, Connor Fields. A year ago, we were shooting a Weege Show in these very pits, right around here. And there was a Honda rig run by Michael Lindsay, and this was your rider, Coty Schock, and you said we're calling top 10s, and I said, do you know how deep the 450 field is? And you said yes.
Yep.
But eventually you made it happen. Coty Schock, you were a star last summer, but what? Bro.
Life hit.
Dude, it did. I thought you would be back. I'm like, oh, maybe he'll be back for outdoors. You were not back for outdoors. No.
Arlington got the best of me.
Yes, and any time frame, and when the Shocker will be back.
I would like to be back last round. About the
Okay. Right here.
Right here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not a rush. If it happens, it happens. If not, it's fine.
Okay.
I just when you're in the gym, or physical therapy, I would say
yes,
right
that's
now.
what it is right now.
You need like a purpose. You need a motivation.
Yes.
And that's my goal.
Okay.
So,
yeah. You got a date on the calendar.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Speaking of rehab, look at you. I mean, straight off the couch, straight to the
I'm killing it, dude. I mean, I'm a physical specimen. I mean, there's professional athlete, and then there's me, like a whole nother level, dude.
He's walking before me, though.
Exactly.
I don't know what's going on. It might just be stupid.
I'm going with what you said. I don't think you actually had knee surgery.
I want receipts. I mean, I gotta pay for the thing.
No,
I hope they did
honest, if you take Weege and I, we can make one person. That's the greatest part.
Yeah, look at this. Look at that.
and
it's like a sack race.
Also, we both got the pimp lip. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let's check it out. Oh, look at the Shocker. Looking good.
I want to see you two run. It'll be like Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. The braces will just come off.
And you'll just go full sprint.
That's exactly. Don't get cocky now. All right.
Hey, it's great seeing you.
Don't get cocky. That's what they said. They're like, you're doing well, and don't think that you could start doing stuff early because of that. Same to you. All right. Yeah, that team is gone, and Coty Schock, one of the big stories of last year, will not be racing. But don't worry. There's been a massive injection of talent into this series. We have both Tony Cairoli and Ryan Dungey racing, and the Weege Show, brought to you by the Honda CRF 250R, which is lighter, faster, and stronger for 2022. And the Lawrence brothers will be racing it this weekend. We got a chance to talk to both Cairoli and Dungey. Let's go to that. All right, a couple of months ago, this guy, Tony Cairoli, said he would do this, maybe check off a bucket list, race in the United States, and you're actually doing it. At any point were you starting to doubt it? At any point you were like, couch, retire, life is good?
No, life was good actually. Yeah. No stress first, no mentally. After 20 years of being, in the fight for the title, you need to be always very focused for like 10 months of the year, and it was a little bit too much, so that's why we decided to stop.
Okay, you got to ride here. Now look, every rider out here, except you, has ridden this track 1,000 times. And you've ridden it one day? Was Tuesday the first time?
Yeah, Tuesday was the first time we had the chance to do a couple of laps, luckily, because now otherwise one lap and then it was already time practice.
Yes.
It's different approach.
Yeah, you're used to 2-day format.
Yeah.
You're going to be hammering down from lap 1 now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a little bit because normally we get in the racing a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So I need to adapt to this new concept, but it's nice. I mean, I have no pressure, so I would just enjoy and learn new things.
Okay, so what did the track feel like with the time you did get?
Oh, actually, the track looks okay. I mean, it reminds me a little bit of MXGP of Turkey that we race on our track, like it is on like a little flat and with a little jumps and tables.
Yeah.
The ground's quite hard, so it's quite similar.
Okay. Now look, where are expectations? Like, people are like, oh, it's Tony Cairoli, he's world champ. How is he going to stack up? But are we seeing everything you have, or is this just fun? Is it not as serious as if you were here 10 years ago?
No, I mean, on the age I am now, it's just for fun.
Okay.
Because I mean, I know I'm not on my hype anymore. I'm a little bit going downhill, unfortunately. But I really still enjoy riding a lot. So it's more for the pleasure, for discovering new things that start the season, to win the title. It's a completely different approach.
Yeah. So regardless of the result, you're not going to be bummed with whatever you get.
Okay. If I'm out of the top 10, I will be bummed.
Okay.
If I'm in the top 10, it's okay. I'm still okay. But out of that, it's not really what I enjoy to ride anymore.
Yeah, racers don't want to struggle that bad,
yeah,
no matter what.
Not that bad.
Okay, it's going to be fun to have here. All right, this is real. Ryan Dungey's racing. Has anyone called you insane or crazy yet? You heard this yet?
No.
You've not?
Now,
You haven't raced in the series in 6 years, dude.
yeah,
Does it feel like that though?
it does not.
Okay, okay.
No, and with all the prep and everything and riding, and of course I'm not necessarily riding with Marvin and all the guys out on board anymore. I'm based out of Minnesota, but we got good tracks. So trying to bring that intensity myself is a little tougher, but it's gonna be tough physically on the body. Like I know that, and it's gonna be a little suffering too for sure. But my goal is to I'm prepared, but also like I gotta rely on my foundation and my fitness, the past and my experience, and hopefully let that build as the season goes.
Okay, we always figured you like training, so we assume you did stuff this whole time. Like, what are we talking about? Were you on like a similar schedule, regimen, even before the comeback? Bicycling and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I always, back home I was starting to warm up, so I was on my bicycle a lot. That's kind of never changed. I've always I like the cardio side. I've ran a bunch. I've done gym, a lot of gym. It hadn't been the focus, when we had kids and stuff, where I was doing like an hour a day, and I had to shift. But but for the most part, for me, I always enjoyed it. Like I wanted to get 30 minutes, 45 minutes in a day. So that's important to me in life. So it helped. It did help with this.
But nothing close to the metrics you were doing when you were racing.
Not that volume. Not that volume, and not that intensity.
Okay, so there's going to be a little bit of a work in progress on the 35 minutes, probably. You think?
Yeah, somewhat. Probably more so the second one or two.
Okay.
But I can, the biggest thing for me, I can suffer through it. It's not like, wow, throwing the towel in. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I would be here if I couldn't put in too hard 35-minute motos.
Yeah. Plus, do these tracks that we've seen a couple videos of. You're riding some gnarly tracks.
Yeah, no, they're good. That's what I'm saying. Like we got a sand track, and I didn't know it was in Minnesota. And a buddy of mine I reached out to, and
crazy.
So that was awesome. And then we have a really good track actually about an hour north from us. It's about a couple years old, and really good dirt, rough, kind of a millville, sandy base somewhat, and developed nicely. So
Okay, when you started coming up with this idea, and you said you needed, like Cooper Webb's not racing, all these things needed to fall into place. Did you get to the point where you're like, man, I hope it doesn't fall through? Like, did you start getting excited to where you're like, I hope this happens? Because as
like
this process, yes.
Well, yeah, there was a period there that was a little bit of a guessing because if I was going to do it, we talked about it, but it was like they were waiting on a lot of answers on their end.
Yes.
So I'm like, well, about a month I was like having to prep for my stuff and kind of, if it was a go, I was going to be ready.
Yeah.
And if it didn't, then I would just been in great riding shape. Yes. So when I got the call, everything was good. We're going to move forward.
Yeah.
It was exciting, and it's a big change though too. I mean, from where I was at, things were really a lot more mellow. The good thing is I didn't have to help with my family.
Yeah.
So that was really nice. So there is a good balance yet and a lot of flexibility, but also a good be able to put the time in and commit to a good program and be ready.
Yeah. And results-wise, man, like we know you're not here to fill the field. You don't want to go 18-18 or anything like that. But have you also had to manage, look, last time you raced your chin. You have to manage that a little bit as well. You only really know one thing, and that's podium.
Yeah, and then, as far as results go, like, I want the best results. I've always wanted that, but I've also learned I got to strip it down too. And at the end of the day, I have to line up and I want to have fun.
Yeah.
But I also, my best is my best. I can stress on a win. I can stress on this. I can stress on positionings.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, what the results are, to get the best result is to just go execute, just like I did at the racetrack. And so for me, I got to keep it simple. I also can't underestimate. I mean, geez, I respect the heck out of these guys. So they have been in it. I raced Eli, and he's 6 more years of experience. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, wow, Eli's going to be gnarly. He is just a gnarly outdoor guy. So for me, I just got to apply myself, and where that is, it is. But I know where I want to be. Inside. So there's results that I expect of myself, but not to put too much pressure on myself. I just got to go apply myself and have fun.
We're back. Hey, Mr. Ian. I talked to your guys. Are you as mystified as anyone? If somebody in January says Ryan Dungey will be racing for your team, did you have that on the bingo card?
I would have been laughing just like
like that. You did not see this coming.
No.
The Cairoli thing a little bit, maybe.
A Cairoli thing a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so Roger had told me that you had Dungey ride a few times or once last year. he's still got some speed. You've seen him ride throughout this retirement. He can still go.
Yeah, the crazy thing is he can be off for months and come back and like, be right there.
Okay.
So then even when he came out the last time and he started sniffing around,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, I've heard this before, you know.
Yes.
And then the next minute we had a contract. We sent it to him, and it's the fastest contract ever. He signed it at like 8:15. The whole thing was all done by 9. 45 minutes.
So now we know how badly he wants to do this.
45
Yeah.
minutes.
Okay, and he can still ride well. Very interesting. All right, that's the full scoop there from the team manager. And also the riders, the Cairoli and Dungey. Now, Cairoli also, after I was done with that interview, he said, on the GP side, Cairoli is really known for the late race stuff. That's always been where he has done his best work. But Tony said it's a little different now because most of the riding he's done this year has been R&D for KTM. That's where you ride a lap or two and pull in. He said he only did a 30-minute moto this year for the first time last week. Hey, what up? What's up, Ginolfi?
How are you?
So, Cairoli said also most of his training off the bike was always running, but his knees are pretty bad, so he hasn't done a lot of running. So he said really he's not going to have that last 10 or 15 minutes that he did in his prime, but Tony did say that he kind of prides himself on being able to adapt and be efficient and kind of save energy, but he has not been as consistent with 30-minute motos or off the bike training as he used to be. So he's a little concerned with that. He's only done one 30-minute moto. And then Dungey said, yeah, we always think of Dungey as like this super gnarly training guy, even in retirement. But Dungey told me, he's like, yeah, but they had a baby actually not that long ago, or earlier this year. And he's like, I'm just getting my 35 minutes to an hour of gym workout in. It's not nearly the volume back in the Baker's factory days. He's ramping it up now, but it's not quite the Ryan Dungey level of fitness that he had in his prime years yet. But he said, that's all right. I'm just gonna suffer more at the end of the moto and make it happen. So that's pretty exciting. Anyway, with that excitement comes, as they say, for each reaction there is an equal and opposite reaction. Well, here's the reaction over here. This is bad news. We found out today that the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing team will be without none other than this #1 plate bike. So they had a ride day out here at Fox Raceway on Tuesday. Late in the session, Dylan Ferrandis goes down. It didn't seem that concerning. He was even in our press conference. What's up, Duff? He was even in our post-race or post-ride day press conference. Said the wrist from Supercross was pretty good. He didn't seem to be concerned at all about whatever he had suffered in that crash. And then about this morning, we started to hear rumors of, hey, Ferrandis might be having a problem. And he got some MRIs done and his thumb is done. So he can't race. He's already headed back to France to get surgery. And just like that, your defending champion of the series is out. And when you consider all the weird wild cards we have with those two new KTM riders, of Cairoli and Dungey, yeah, that's funny to call them new. Of course, Eli Tomac will be over here, but his knee situation, he told us he's about 90%. It's not bothering him that much. But Tomac has had so few injuries, I feel like, throughout his career. We don't often see him come into a series without optimal prep. So we'll see how well he can adapt. You've got Ken Roczen over here with the Honda tent. You never know what you're going to get from Roczen. He hasn't raced since Daytona. There's a lot of wild cards here, and I feel like the one thing you can count on is that Ferrandis is going to be a beast, and now he's out. So that really adds drama and intrigue to the 450 class. We'll go over to Hondaville here. Oh, they only got 450 set up today. I have heard that they've got some really special graphics and livery to debut tomorrow. Honda's having a big old party tonight as part of the 50th anniversary of them racing, the 50th anniversary of the Honda Elsinore, and also the beginning of the series, and when the Elsinore really flipped the motocross game upside down and really established the Japanese manufacturers at the top of the game. So Honda's having a big old party tonight, and they're gonna debut, I believe, the 2023 models. I think there's some changes in store for the 450, and I think they might have some cool graphics to celebrate the heritage tomorrow. But you got Roczen, not a lot of talk about Chase Sexton as of late, and with how much high-flying drama there's been in the 450 class, I think people might actually, that might be a preferred way to go about it, just be under the radar. And then in the 250s, like we said, you got Jet Lawrence on that CRF 250R. It's all new. It's going to be interesting to see how that bike performs outdoors. The motor is designed to have a lot more low-end power. We talked about that for Supercross. It obviously worked. Lawrence brothers winning one title and finishing second with the other, with Hunter behind Christian Craig. Craig's on a 450 now, by the way, like he was last summer. But I think that 250 class comes down to this. The known commodity is Jet, right? He already won the title. You figure he's only gonna get better as he gets older and stronger and more mature, and he's definitely gonna be better under pressure than the near disaster ride at the end of the year last year to wrap that title up. So with that, with all those things in his favor, can anyone upset that apple cart? Can anyone do anything to knock him down a peg? Can Hunter get in there? And then I guess probably the biggest factor in this 250 class will be, what does Justin Cooper have? Is it the same Justin Cooper that we've seen outdoors year after year, including last year, where he was every bit the equal of Jet, or is he still on the mend with a foot injury? So Star Racing, which has really become the dominant squad as of late, they still could be. With Tomac, with Cooper, they could still get it done. They've got some new guys over here. See the new bikes, the 411 and the 329, that's LeBlanc, and the 329, and that's Romano's 411. Some new kids are gonna debut, but we'll see. Will Star Racing be at their usual heights? Can Tomac and Cooper, for example, just be like, don't worry about the injuries coming in, we're good? Or is the door open for others to get in? And you know the Lawrence brothers are gonna be tough. And then I also think in the 250 class, we're just gonna wait and see who steps up. Maybe it's, for example, Austin Forkner. Maybe Forkner is back to the old heights. It looked pretty good at the end of Supercross, and maybe he's the one that makes it happen. You wanna get a couple other challengers in there. Last year, it really broke down to just Cooper and Jet at most of the races. That's the way it normally works. Like as the championship begins to tighten, the two riders that are battling for the crown tend to raise their game. But in these early rounds, we'd like to see those classic 250 motos where 8 or 10 kids are just battling in a pack the entire time. So they're all chasing Jet to try to get that done. All right, that's our Weege Show here. Thanks for the interview time. Thanks for everybody helping out. You're not racing, are you?
Yes, I am.
You are racing. Brandon Shar, stop, dude, stop. You really do a terrible job at not being a racer.
Part-time, yeah, part-time.
Part-time racer.
We're lights class for sure this time.
You're 250?
Yes.
Okay. And if you get like 15th, you're gonna be mad again.
No, I want to do good. I want to fight for top 10s.
There it is. I knew it. I knew that you wouldn't be satisfied. Even 15th wouldn't be enough. These guys are too good. Where's Phil?
Not here.
Unbelievable.
He won't come.
No, I know. Phil says he might not be back till Millville. That's a heartbreaker.
You know him.
All these people in California came for one reason only.
Filthy Phil.
Filthy Phil.
I know.
He's huge in California.
Absolutely.
He's like a surfer kind of guy, laid back kind of guy.
Okay. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Club MX is going to have Garrett Marchbanks on a 450, by the way, and Alex Martin. That's his 450 motocross debut for Alex. So that'll be interesting little drama. You will not have Jeremy Martin this summer. He is out with a shoulder injury, and he's already announced that he's going to that team. He'll be on Club MX, the muck-off FXR Club MX Yamaha team next year. It will be Jeremy over there. I don't know about Alex. I don't know if Alex is coming back. Maybe double brothers. We were just talking about the muck-off FXR Club MX Yamaha team.
We're here.
Yeah, there we go. A-Mart, Marchbanks, and no Phil. It's a nice upgrade for the team, no Phil. Are we wrapping this show up or not? You just never know who's gonna roll in. We don't even have riding today, but it's California and a lot of people are here. There's a lot of people to see and a lot of people to talk to. I'm just happy to be able to walk around. All right, we will see you tomorrow. By the way, the races are on MAV TV. Sign up for MAV TV Plus. I'll put the discount codes in at the bottom of the video and the description. You can get 50% off your first month's subscription to the streaming service, or $10 off the annual subscription, or just check your cable listings and maybe you have MAV TV and you can just watch it on television. That'll be how you watch this race at 1 o'clock Pacific tomorrow, Saturday. Let's take it outside. The great outdoors, the Weege Show, brought to you by the Honda CRF 250R. We'll see how those bikes perform along with the others tomorrow.